So, friendos, have you been suffering from crippling melancholy?
What's wrong now?
I forgot to buy coffee creamer when I went to Wegmans. Well then, friendos, I have the solution for you. We have in my hand today the Mountain Trail palette from Sydney Grace. In just a moment, we shall be reviewing, swatching, and doing this magnificent look that you see right here. And if that sounds like the perfect cure-all for your Monday blues, then please subscribe and just stay tuned. So friendos, Sydney Grace has been dropping the palettes over the last week, and this is one of her latest releases. We have in my hand today the Mountain Trail palette. This is how she came, and credit to Sydney Grace, they always package everything so good. Like, you never have to worry about your stuff being broken. Not saying it never happens, but I've never had it happen, and I've ordered from them several times. This is her Mountain Trail palette. Very artsy style design. I really like the watercolor looking mountain in the background with what looks like a black gel pen on the outside. Very cute. It's very artistic. Okay, so here she is, friendos, in all of her glory. So you know I could not pass up on this. You know I love my yellows, I love my greens. This is right up my alley. This palette is $36. You can buy it directly on her website. And best of all, it's made in the good old US of A. So let's get to swatching, shall we? So this is Dirt Road. This looks like a good mustardy yellow. We have Backwoods, which looks like a slightly more neutral and darker tone of the last one. Be the Sunshine, which looks like a very yellow antique gold. Ooh, you can see the black base in there. Okay. Light My World, which looks like a sparkly bronze. Very pretty as well. We have Escape, which is I would say this looks like a forest green with some gold reflect. Gorgeous. We have Rustic, which looks like a dark sepia. Wildlife, which looks like a true olive. This is a matte. That one looks a little bit more brown on my hand than how it did in the pan. To Earth, this is a deep forest green sparkle. And then lastly, Trailhead. I really don't know a great way to describe this other than it is just the darkest of dark greens. It looks like they did probably 3 parts black to 1 part green to make this shade. And of course, that's a matte. So very pretty. I can't wait to do a look with this. Let's get into that. So we're going to start out today with my Jaclyn First Base Eyeshadow Primer. Really been enjoying this. It blends out so easily, and it's just the lightest little sheen of brightness underneath your eyeshadow. So on my Sigma E65, we are going to go into the shade Dirt Road. And I'm just going to apply this on the inner third here using circular motions. And this first shade so far is very pigmented, very easy to blend out, absolute top quality. Now on the same brush, I'm going to go into the shade Backwoods. It's going right there in the center above my crease. And we're just going to keep it right there, really concise, because I want to try out as many shades as we possibly can today, without making a mess of my face, of course. And now, friendos, I'm not going to switch brushes here because we're just blending it all together anyways. We're going to go in with Wildlife. And I'm doing the same circular motions once again. You guys are probably tired of hearing me say that, but that's what we're doing. Now, this one looks like it's a little bit harder to blend out. It's not a bad shade, but it is significantly darker. So let's just see how it goes. Let's just roll with it. Yeah, it's blending out fine now. Just needed a little bit of extra time. Oh, what a beautiful morning. Oh, what a beautiful day. And now, friendos, it's been fun putting on the mattes and all, but you know, the shimmer, the glitter, the shine, that's where all the fun is at. And we're about to do that right now. Okay, so I just lied. Sorry, guys. Didn't mean to. It was not intentional. I want to go in with Trailhead, the darkest shade in the palette, with my Morphe M506. I just wanted to get a little bit of depth and dimension and know where my stopping point is so I don't get too carried away today. But hey, that's half the fun, is getting carried away. So maybe this is a giant mistake that I'll regret for the next 5 years. Only time will tell. And this one's blending out very nicely. I think it's very nice and pigmented. I can tell already, you guys, that this trailhead shade will be something that I reach for quite a bit when I'm doing my green looks. I don't have anything that is this dark that's also green. It just works out perfectly. My Natasha Denona number 1 will go in with Escape. So excited for this one. It is probably my favorite shade that I swatched. And isn't that lovely, you guys? I love that soft gold reflect in there. With the green, it's just truly beautiful. If this wasn't a review day, I would just take this and probably just put it all over my lid. But we need to test out the other shades, so going to leave some room here. Oh yeah, also I want to try spraying it. And you guys can tell it did not need the spray. It's got that bright shimmer on its own. It did not need the spray. So next up, we will go in with the shade Escape. This, of course, was the antique gold. And look at that. You guys, Sydney Grace is so underrated as a brand. And I'm really trying to focus in and make sure that I have room for all the shimmer shades today. And Friendos, I didn't even spray my brush for the golden shade. It didn't even occur to me to do that because it's already so blindingly beautiful. But let's go in with Light in My World, that lovely bronze shade. Now with some spray. There we go. Now we can really see a bigger difference between that and the gold. Because when I was first putting it down, it was hard to tell. What a beautiful shift this has created. And if you guys aren't familiar with the Sydney Grace brand, their claim to fame for a long time was single eyeshadows. I'm going to be honest with you guys, I'm not a big single eyeshadow person. A curated collection within a palette to me is just so much more special than me going in there and picking out colors for myself. So I feel like I can do that for myself once I have a palette in hand, but to just go and have shades one by one, it's going to get lost because I'm super unorganized. I need the palette in my life. But 2, it's just not my vibe in general. I like to feel like an artist has actually put something together and it's their work that I'm working within. But how do you guys feel about it? Do you like to design your own palettes or do you like to just buy a pre-made palette? Let me know in the comments. Okay, then our last shimmer that we're going to try out today is To Earth. And this one to me was the most satiny. It's not a blinding metallic like the rest. I really like how it's blending on top of Trailhead. And now, Friendos, the only shade that we have left is Rustic. And for Rustic, I'm just going to take this through my lower lash line really, really close. I don't want to drag this down today. So far, I'm really loving this look. And Friendos, there was not a bad shade in this palette. So happy to say that. Now it's time for me to line and lash and be right back to you. Friendos, stay tuned. Friendos, I got that liner and lashes on. What do we think? I gotta tell you, I'm pretty happy with this one. I loved every shade that I worked with. I thought that they were all fabulous. I would give this palette as a whole a solid A. So let's finish off this look. So I have from Dose of Colors Snappy Lip Liner, and I'm just gonna messily trace out my lips. I'm not being too careful here because I'm about to take a brush and just kind of shear it all out. Then I'm going in with Marrakesh. This is the lip oil from Merit. I'm gonna go in with Miss Jacqueline Love Language. Already I know I have too much on the brush and I barely put anything. Ding, ding. Friendos, I think with this, my look is now complete. Please let me know what you think of it. Let me know what you think of the Mountain Trail palette. What do you plan to pick up from the Sydney Grace sale that's going on right now? For those of you who have waited for Coffee Talk to come back into stock, well guys, I have great news. It is back in stock. I might have picked one up for myself. So maybe we'll see that in a future video. My next video will be me reviewing the California Coast palette from Sydney Grace. I'm very excited for that one. I hope you guys are too. And of course, I wish you all a phenomenal rest of your day. Please give this video a like if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you have not done so already, because if not, we'll both have to live in the sorrow of never knowing what could have been. All right, guys, have a great one. Bye.